mean, there's right now about 400,000 different species of plants on this planet.
Hey, what's up? My name's Art.
I'm Kendahl.
And we're here to talk about
Plants.
too many plants.
Too many plants, Art.
Yes.
Is that a thing?
Look at all this.
Oh, come on.
Too many.
This is just the tip of the iceberg. This is just the beginning.
Well, let's talk about it.
Okay. Can there be too many plants?
Well, no.
No. Good answer. Good answer.
The earth should be green.
And there are so many plant species in the world, and yet we still are discovering new plant species.
Plants are life.
Plants are life.
Absolutely, we need more plants. But do we need the incredible variety? That is overwhelming.
It's overwhelming, but it is also very purposeful.
Well, let's talk about it.
Okay.
How much variety are we talking about? I mean, most people know a few dozen plants pretty well.
Right.
How many plants are there?
Oh, that's a very good question.
2,500?
I think 1,500 would be...
Like if you go to Lowe's, there's 450 or
Right.
500.
Right.
Go to a garden center, you're getting about 2,000 maybe?
Maybe about 2,000. It's pretty exciting. And I mean, there's right now about 400,000 different species of plants on this planet.
But they speculate that there's a lot we haven't discovered.
That is correct. Yes. And then
So that's a conservative estimate.
that is a conservative estimate.
That's what we can taxonomically actually
Yes.
define and say.
Yes. And unfortunately, we do lose some species.
We create some species.
We do.
Well,
we
cultivars.
hybrids
Yeah.
are technically yes, and then cultivars, we're constantly developing new cultivars, be it they were found accidentally or they were purposely made. We wanted something. Everybody right now seems to like things a little bit smaller, a little more manageable in their garden. And for the past, 20 some years, we've really just been trying to develop varieties that don't grow quite so large on a property. So one person's ornamental here in Florida could be an absolute weed that could destroy the Everglades or, somewhere else in the United States. So we do have to be mindful of that. But there's some amazing, if you think about orchids or think about rose varieties, I mean, there's thousands of them, Art. It's amazing. So
let's get to the plants.
Let's get to the meat. Yeah, let's get to it. So we're going to start here.
Now, these are all the same.
No, sir.
Yes, they are. Well,
No.
I'm going to mix them up.
You can mix them up. You can play a little game of mixing them up.
These are all identical. No, they're not.
So within lavender.
And we grow each one of these?
Yes.
This is what...
And
in my catalog, I have...
Yes. And we only grow 6.
Yes.
There are more.
But it is hard to see. So we got some uprights coming on here.
Yep, we
That's
do.
what those two
we do.
look
So
like.
we're going to pull our tags up. Provence. Munstead. Big Time Blue. Super Blue. Grosso.
Phenomenal!
Phenomenal. It is phenomenal. So it comes down to
French, Spanish,
English,
Portuguese.
yes, and some of them you can cook with. Some of them are more just for enjoying the fragrance of them. It's,
Well, I'm enjoying the fragrance right now.
Yeah, it's really nice.
This is pretty cool.
Isn't it wonderful? And these are young. This is a new crop of lavender.
Yeah,
but
very new.
we try to grow something new here. I knew you were going to do that. It's a brand new crop.
You asked for it. It's really dry, which is
good.
what we want.
Yeah, oh, that looks nice.
That's really, I'm surprised it was that
Yeah.
much roots.
That's
Keep it
very
dry.
good. That's good. Lavender does like to be on the dry side. Some are smaller,
Different
some are larger, some are
all the same.
however you're using. No, they're going to have some slight variance about them.
Of the height and the spread.
Habit, different colors. There's white blooming lavender.
Right. But it's purple. Purple, come on.
Yeah, it's classic.
Why would you do
Okay,
white?
all right. Because we've gone into a bit of a dormant season now. Things are getting cold outside, so the dormant ferns are going to sleep for the winter. These are dormant too, but they maintain foliage through the winter. So
Right.
here we go. This is just 4 of many, many, many ferns that are out there in the universe. So these are evergreen: holly fern, autumn fern, Christmas fern, and tassel fern. I love all of these.
Yeah.
They're awesome in the yard.
All right,
Great,
holly
great plants.
fern,
Autumn fern,
autumn fern, Christmas fern, tassel fern.
tassel fern.
I think this is the winner.
It's very pretty. And
Christmas fern.
As-
Why is it called Christmas fern?
I guess because there's still foliage there.
Yeah,
Here we
but
are. And
we're almost at Christmas, and that's the worst looking of the group.
sorry, little guy. But as this ages,
Rejected.
this to me is one of my favorite ferns.
Love
The
it.
older it gets, I mean, it is very striking in the landscape. All of these, of course, would prefer to be shaded from the hot afternoon sun. Okay, here we are in Loropetalum world.
So these are ones that we grow.
These are in our area, the only evergreen red leaf shrub. So because they have become so popular in the
You would
landscape,
not call a Nandina
no,
an evergreen red leaf.
they turn red.
Okay.
Some of the older varieties get very large, like they look like small multi-stemmed, like little crepe myrtles. They're so large. So the big deal over the
right.
years has been cultivating varieties to be smaller, more compact in the landscape. Hence, we just keep trying new ones and introducing new ones in the market. One comes out, and then another breeder goes,
Well,
"Whoa, that was nice."
Walk us through.
Okay, I feel like this is the newest guy on the block.
You're in
Cerise,
love with
Cerise Charm. Love Cerise Charm. Just such. I love the habit. We've had it out here performing and just looking stellar throughout the year. Heat of the summer doesn't seem to matter.
It sets the others back a little bit.
It kind of does. This was my winner for the past few years since it hit the market. The Crimson Fire. I just like his growth habit, how tight he
Yeah,
yeah.
It is noticeably the tightest,
It is.
and it's not super prostrate. It doesn't fall over quite
Right.
as much.
Right. I just love this. It's
What's
just,
the
this
one
is
that
just
you
strong.
hate?
I'm not a super fan of Ruby and Daruma. They just get a little green on you. So
So which are the ones that have the really fragile roots, and you can kill them like that?
several of them.
Any up here? that you really need to watch out when you're
The one that
planting them.
jumps into my is this guy, little purple pixie. She's a little tricky to grow. This guy like hit it. I mean, they were really trying to breed really small Loropetalum.
It's amazing what they accomplished.
They did it. They did it with
Work
purple
needs to
pixie.
be done on the root system.
It's almost like so small that it's just really slow growing. I mean, it just takes a little
And
while.
I wonder if we're growing it in too large of a container. You can see it's the smallest container up here.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, if we were to take it out, there'd be a lot of dirt falling on this table.
There probably would, yes. Loropetalum is another plant that likes to be a little on the dry side.
Okay.
They just don't want a lot
So
of
this is
water.
an Asian looking plant.
It is.
That's where it's native from.
That's right. Yeah, China.
China.
Yes. We saved the best for last because it is a straight species. This is a variety, a cultivar of our Native American holly. So Ilex opaca, Satyr Hill. Isn't
Okay.
that gorgeous? So when I think about improvements,
Yes, we need
Improvements.
continued improvement.
we do.
On
And a lot
Ilex
of
opaca.
times it's to save the species. I mean, a lot of times there's something is maybe has a problem with some root fungal issues or whatever the case may be, dogwood with anthracnose. And so they're breeding varieties to not have the disease.
Right, that's a good point.
But I just think that's a lovely improvement. I mean, it's like a beefier plant. Everything about him is just amazing. Larger foliage and the intensity of the berries. That's beautiful.
And it keeps the shape. What happens when you let it go?
It will have a pyramidal habit and it'll get very large, of course. This was taken out of the field. It's a very young one out there, but I mean, isn't that beautiful? Great.
Satyr
plant.
Hill.
Satyr Hill. Wonderful plant.
Wallworthy.
That's
Time for Wallworthy.
Okay, so this is something that I use in my
It's
yard.
heavy.
Isn't this is a nice quality one. It's all one piece of
All
metal.
one piece. They welded it there.
They did. So a straight edge shovel, I use this for making new beds for out.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Best thing ever. I use it frequently. Anytime my edges get a little weird, and I go, well, it's time to go back and clean you out. Yeah,
Wolverine.
It's a Wolverine. Good plant. Good product. Good shovel. For our inside.
Hey, inside voices.
For our inside voices today, one particular plant that is used that
How many?
thousands,
So many.
thousands of varieties of orchid out there in the universe.
It's ridiculous.
I'd love to find
And
them.
that's because of humans. We've bred all these.
Oh yes.
It's not
Absolutely.
really that nature produced.
Well, there's a lot of beautiful
sure,
ones
there's
in
a
nature,
lot,
but we are continuing to. So if you talk about a plant factory, I mean, these are just produced by the millions, literally by the millions, and they're beautiful and amazing, and we take them home and we just cherish them. They're just so lovely. And then you go to an actual greenhouse that's producing these by the millions, and you go, oh wow, it's an orchid factory.
All right, so you've been to some plant factories.
I have.
We work on a plant factory.
We do.
But you saw it at a whole different level. That I don't see any difference between my farm and that one. But then I stop and I say, why do you? And it's because, well, we don't have concrete.
Correct.
We don't have structures all around.
Right.
Because we've said it's not needed.
Right.
They're growing finished product here.
They are indeed. This is actually in Michigan.
Okay.
And now when I look at that photograph, I don't think too many plants. I think that's absolutely beautiful. That's just very well done landscape.
That's cool.
Yeah. So now it's a plant factory.
So those are liners. Those are baby plants that'll be shipped to growers like ourselves.
That is correct.
Put into the larger containers that we saw in that first
It
photo.
is super clean.
Mechanized.
As far as the eye can see, it's just plants everywhere. I love this. There they are. Factory
They've graduated.
packaging.
Time to leave the nursery.
Send them out. There you go. And that's just a small sliver of amazing. I mean, just so many plants everywhere. It's incredible. Now, this is field production.
So look how straight they got that.
Isn't that neat? Yeah.
Is that why you took the photo?
It's because
It's like the War of the Roses right there.
it's as far as the eye can see. It's just giant beds of hibiscus. This is just
But I wonder, like, how do they get it that? It's stunning how straight
it is a machine, but certainly somebody's operating the machine
Yeah.
to get that level of perfectly straight
Red on
lines.
this side, red on.
Oh, that's the coolest thing. So they're growing liners in the field. Boom! Look at that. That's poinsettias. And
At first, I was looking and I thought, wow,
that's a lot of poinsettias. They have
Okay.
robots, Art, that space them. They block them just like we do. But when
Okay.
it's time to space them, we use humans. They use robots. Isn't
now
that
we're
fun?
talking, not boring anymore, talking about robots. This is
Isn't that fun?
electric.
Chrysanthemum. This automated machine was,
Looks like
boy.
it's in a doctor's office.
I know, like in just a
Well, it's got a
factory.
conveyor belt, so it's sending a plant down and it's going to measure the plant?
Yes.
Or it's tagging?
I think this was the beginning process when we went down. Oh, this actually is a tagging machine. That's exactly what that one
Yeah, I
is.
see the spools
Yeah.
there.
There's video of the potting machine. That was my favorite thing there.
Well, thanks, boss, for sending me on a trip. Thanks for the pictures, Kendahl. But bigger thanks to some folks who sent in some photos to us.
Next week is winter all-season interest plants.
All season interest.
There's a lot.
I'm interested.
Good.
Come and check us out. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
joining us. We love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.